Hi everyone, my name is Raven Ingram and this is the story of me. Today I will be delving into the life of my maternal great-grandmother, Mary Lee Poole, who was the mother of my grandma, Mary Catherine Berry, and the grandmother of my mom, Katrina Ingram. My great-grandma Mary Lee was born on July 4th, 1919, to her parents Silas Poole and Clarence D. Bryant Poole in Oma, Mississippi, where she was the youngest female sibling of 14 children. She passed away on February 26, 2002, in her same hometown where she held memories of both love and hard times close to her heart. Although she was born on Independence Day, there was not much to admire about the so-called land of the free, as hardships never failed to arise for African Americans during this time period. Life in the United States during her primary years were surrounded with racial prejudice and injustice, but she never gave up on her dreams of what life could potentially be for people that looked like her in the long run. During the times of the Great Migration, which took place between the years of 1916 up to 1970, her and her husband, Joe Otha Berry, decided to stay put and keep their family in Oma, where they housed a farm and owned a small log and paperwood trucking business. According to the Ashbrook Center at Ashland University, most African Americans decided to migrate to northern cities of the country, such as Pittsburgh, Chicago, and Detroit, to find work, better housing opportunities, and to endure less racial challenges. However, the Berrys made the best of their lives in Mississippi during a time when Jim Crow segregation laws were most prevalent. The couple married on July 10, 1941, and they also bore 14 children similar to her parents. My grandmother, Mary Catherine, confided in my mom before she passed away about how life was growing up for her before she moved to Detroit at the age of 18 to reside with her older sister who had recently attained employment at the Chrysler Auto Factory. She spoke of how my great-grandmother, Mary Lee, was very strict on her and her siblings, and how they had longed to go play in the red dirt roads of their hometown, Oma, but their mother, Mary Lee, made sure they stayed put and found fun amongst each other. It was no secret that my great-grandmother had been raising a family in the midst of the civil rights movement, which completely explains why her kids were forced to enjoy themselves within the confinements of their family farm. But as a homemaker, or more commonly known as a housewife today, she made it her job to protect her family while her husband worked and made ends meet for them. Her sternness led to them having a closely knit family and no harmed children on her watch. But we assume this attitude may have been gained through the harsh experiences that she and her family may have endured, as Mississippi was the last state to ratify the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery. CBS News states that slavery completely ended in the southern state in the year of 1895 in comparison to 3/4 of the other states of the U.S., which ratified the amendment back in December of 1865. Although my family could not find direct proof of this, my great-grandmother Mary Lee Poole could be a direct descendant from freed slaves. The mindset of caution and togetherness most likely was embedded within her from her parents and older relatives that lived in a worse time of racial adversities. A quote that my great-grandmother liked to live by was, "Let the works I've done speak for me." And you can see that here on the front of her obituary and also throughout her story told. Thank you for listening.